All right, so since this lesson is already a monster with a lot of information within it, let's wrap it up with this one last thing and then we'll dig into the conclusion. The last thing that I want to talk about that kind of complements the trader personality, it doesn't matter which trader personality you choose, this complements it, and it's the risk profile that you choose as a trader. So what do I mean by risk profile? I would say that there's a range to risk. There's neutral risk, there's conservative risk, and there's aggressive risk, right? So every single position, you can approach it from a neutral point of view, you can approach it from a conservative point of view, and you can approach it from an aggressive point of view, right? And this is something that you develop through experience. With more data, with more trades, with more chart exposure, you can figure out which risk profile you prefer, whether you prefer to kind of stay neutral or whether you prefer to shift more towards conservative or whether you prefer to shift more towards aggressive. So what do I mean by that? Let's look at the charts. And here I have another example of a day trade. This is a quick day trade. Let's forget about the higher time frames. Let's not dig into the analysis here because I just want to show you what a risk profile is. As you start off trading, right? This is the thing. As you start off trading, a lot of the times you're not going to really start off from a conservative point of view or from an aggressive point of view. Once you're starting trading, you just want to get experience. You just want to get exposure to the strategies, exposure to price action, and so on. You want to learn how to do this. So a lot of times you just approach it from a neutral point of view, neutral risk profile, because you don't know anything else, right? You don't know how to identify what is risk necessarily. So the strategies that we trade within Trading MasterClass, the ABO, the IBO, the CBO, the ACB, the SBO, right? They all have their mandatory criteria, right? That they all require. They all require their mandatory criteria. It needs to be met for you to execute that position, for you to execute that strategy, right? And that's kind of it, right? So what is risk? Risk is anything on top of that, such as a horizontal level that is holding price action or a trend line that is in your way. That is risk. Or higher time frame momentum against you. That is risk. So anything that is pretty much acting as resistance or acting as support against you, right? That you have to trade through as an example, that is risk, right? So from this example here, as a trader who's got a neutral risk profile, right? Meaning that maybe they're new, maybe they just like the neutral risk profile. This strategy, this here meets the IBO criteria. We have bullish MACD, we have the deceleration, we have the wave 1 breakout giving us a higher high, we have the wave 2 pullback to retest Fibonacci and the 1 hour 50 EMA, right? 4-hour chart also has a double bottom and so on. So trader can execute this. Obviously now we can draw in our wave theory and so on, right? And looks kind of like that, right? So let's just assume this is a run. Let's just say this is a run and you taking the position, and let's just say you execute again at 0.382. This is a run, this is a wave 3 run on a 1-hour chart, so you're targeting 1.618, and this is an IBO, so you put your stop loss at 0.75. Again, that's why you need to have a really good knowledge of the masterclass strategies to actually follow this along. But this is what a day trade looks like. And you take that trade, right? So where does the risk profile come in? A risk profile is, check it out, this trader all of a sudden missed this horizontal level. It has 1, 2, 3, 4 rejections prior to your entry. That is an added risk that was initially not spotted. And this is a funny thing because a lot of the times trading is an emotional game, and it can be an emotional game. And I find that a lot of times traders do identify the risk, just like I did in this case, but then remove the line or remove the risk from their analysis. The thing is, the risk is there, they just psychologically want to remove it from their so that they're not emotional, so that it gives them justification to take the trade. Because if the risk is there, maybe they don't execute the position. So I find that some traders are emotionally trading in a way where they remove that risk, but the risk is not removed. They just remove a line from their analysis. The risk is still there. So a neutral trader just doesn't care. They just take the position, right? Or they don't have experience, so they just take the position. That's a neutral risk profile, right? Either you don't care or you don't know the difference. And it's okay if you don't care, right? Because if you're approaching it from a neutral point of view, all that matters to you is, do I have the mandatory criteria? Is the mandatory criteria met? And if it's met and it looks all right, I take the position, period. That is the neutral risk profile, right? And if it's a beginner trader as well, right? Because they don't have to identify too many things. The negative with that is sometimes because they don't identify the risk or they ignore the risk, right? Sometimes there are losses, but sometimes obviously, like in this case, it's a beautiful winner, right? But if you want to go further and you actually want to step away from the neutral risk profile where you don't care whether there's a risk or not, you just take the position, right? Because it meets the mandatory criteria. Well, now you can classify yourself as an aggressive trader as well, right? There's nothing wrong with aggressive trading, right? Aggressive does not necessarily mean that it's reckless, right? Aggression is not reckless, right? Aggressive trading is not reckless trading. It's not emotional trading. It's not none of that. Aggression is good. Natural aggression is good because it just means that when you're an aggressive trader, it just means that there's a level that you have to trade through it, right? And that's the aggression. The aggression is actually trading through that level, right? That's where the aggression comes in. So as in this example here, when we look at the chart again, aggression is knowing that there is this horizontal level. The aggression is trading through that level, right? So it can be horizontal level, it can be a trend line, right? It's something that is against you. It's a negative risk factor, right? It's still okay. It's okay to be an aggressive trader and use that aggression to trade through those support and resistance levels, right? Because you might necessarily just have that one risk, but 5 positive confluence factors. You got to remember that these strategies, the way we trade, every single strategy already has mandatory positive confluence factors that are required. They're mandatory. So you might have 3, 4, 5 positive confluence factors with 1 negative, which is that risk, right? And if you choose to trade through that risk, that makes you an aggressive trader, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just want to stress that there's nothing wrong with having an aggressive risk profile. There's a benefit to it. There's a benefit to it that if it works out, you make a nice profit. The negative is that you're trading through that horizontal level, so it can get rejected. A price, as in this example, is stalled right there, had a small pullback, and then it broke it, right? A lot of times it could reject it and fall further down, right? That's the risk with being an aggressive trader, is that you're trading through something that might not necessarily be broken, that might not necessarily break, and instead it might reject and fall further down. In this case, hey, it rejected slightly and then it broke it, right? So that's the benefit is that at least you're in a position. So what's conservative trading, right? What's the conservative risk profile? Well, conservative is, again, you identify the risk. You know there's a risk there. But a conservative trader does not take the position, right? They do not take the position unless it's a break and retest of that risk level. So when we look at the chart here, again, I removed the initial position, but this is what it looks like. So a conservative trader will be like, okay, well, there's a risk. What I'm going to do is instead wait for a break and retest of that risk and then take the trade. So based on our strategies, this was an IBO. So a conservative trader will not take the IBO because they don't want to take on additional risk, right? That's a conservative trader. That's the benefit of being a conservative trader. You're not taking on aggressive risk, and therefore you're eliminating losses. You're going to maintain a high strike rate with that, right? Because you're going to be eliminating losses. Gives you a high strike rate. The negative is when the trade plays out, you might miss the opportunity. But that's again where consistency comes in. You have to, just like you have to pick your trader personality and stay consistent with it, you have to pick your risk profile and stay consistent to your risk profile, right? So in this case, picking a conservative risk profile would mean that you're not taking the IBO because it has added risk. And instead, you're looking to eliminate that risk. So what's eliminating the risk with an IBO is waiting for the CBO, the break and retest of that level, as an example. In this case, it didn't really present a nice entry, so there's no trade. That's okay, right? So that's it. That's really it. So let's me break that down really quickly again. Neutral risk profile is you don't care whether there's extra added risk, or you don't have the experience to identify whether there's added risk, right? Neutral profile just means that, hey, I have the mandatory criteria, all the mandatory criteria is met, it looks decent, I'm going to take the position, period. An aggressive trader means that you identify risk, right? You have all the criteria that you require, but on top of it, there's a risk. So an aggressive trader, if you identify that risk, you're going to trade through it. That's the aggression. The aggression is trading through that risk. Why do you do it? Well, I have 5 confluence factors. I have 1 negative. It's okay. The downside to it is the risk might hold and you might have a loss. The positive is you're at least in a trade, right? So you can still have a profit if it breaks that level. A conservative trader will be like, hey, there's an added risk to this position. I'm staying away because I'm more of a conservative approach, as an example. So instead, I'm going to wait for that risk to break. And if it breaks, then I'll execute it on the next pullback as a CBO with a CBO strategy, as an example, or the ACB strategy or whatever, right? That's the conservative approach. The conservative approach has a higher strike rate because you will have less losses, right? And that's a good enough reason for on its own, realistically. A higher strike rate, avoiding risk, preserving capital is a good enough reason, right, to be a conservative trader. An aggressive trader, hey, you're in more positions, you have more opportunities, but you also have more opportunities for losses. So because of that added risk. So you might have a few extra losses than a conservative trader would. But you also have a few extra wins than a conservative trader would, because they might not be able to get into a position like this and bank 4%, right? Because there was no additional entry. So whatever you choose, stay consistent with it. It's okay to be an aggressive trader, but stay consistent with it. And if you notice that, hey, maybe aggressive trading isn't for me because that's what the data is telling me, then all of a sudden you might switch to a conservative trader risk profile. Or you might want to start off with conservative risk profile, right? There's not one is better than the other, right? That's kind of what I want to say. Just like with the trading personalities, not one is better than the other. Pick whatever suits you best. And that's kind of what I want to leave it off with. When it comes to risk profile, literally pick what suits you best as a trader. And you should already have a pretty good understanding of what suits you best from the previous season performance review, right? So that's kind of it for risk profile. I hope that makes sense. So pretty much I would just say there's neutral risk, there's conservative risk profile, which means that you're avoiding risk, right? You're looking to avoid risk and you execute it once the risk is broken. And an aggressive risk profile, you're always going to be taking that risk and trading through it, right? Benefits to both, negatives to both, right? Just like there's benefits and negatives to a day trader and an advanced day trader, just like there's benefits from a day trader to a swing trader and negatives, right? And so on, right? The beauty here is the profit will come when you stick to one. When you commit, pick a personality and pick a risk profile. So this is what you got to do. Homework from this lesson is decide on a personality and decide on a risk profile. Now, one thing that I want to finish off with is obviously we can go into investing, and there's an investing personality or an active investing personality or value investing or passive investing. So I'm mainly focused from a trading point of view, but you can also utilize the same kind of approach, the same kind of thinking when picking an investing personality. Am I going to be an active investor? Am I going to be a value investor? Am I going to be a passive investor? And so on. So we're not going to go into too much detail into that because obviously we're mainly focusing on trading here. But also you can do the same kind of framework, same kind of thinking when thinking from an investing point of view. So that is it for this lesson. It's a big one. It's a huge one. You might want to listen to it a few times. And again, there's homework. The homework is really just decide on which personality you want to commit to for at least 6 months, right? And then which risk profile suits you best. So that is it for this lesson. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.